last session, we discussed what is data analytics, and a few persons were able to help us know that it actually involves collecting data, okay, processing it, and you generating insights from the data, okay? So why data analytics matters: it helps us to drive business strategy, helps in optimizing processes. If you want to identify trends and patterns, and we gave a detailed explanation on this, on the time of the year when you are going to have more sales of chilled water. Okay, that's going to be in the dry season because people tend to be hydrated more. So that way you'll be able to plan your production if you are a water processor. Finance, retail, entertainment, data analytics is used across board. So your domain knowledge is actually very, very important, even as you work through the data analytics scope. Okay. So key definitions: what is data analytics, data analysis, business intelligence, and dashboard. Okay, so for data analytics, it's a broad discipline where you analyze data and gain insights, while data analysis is the process in which you get to inspect, clean your data, and model it, while business intelligence involves the strategy you use to analyze your business information. So you'll be able to bring in certain strategies as per the business you are dealing with at that moment. Okay, so for instance, if you are working with health data now, say mortality health data, that way you'll be working with population. So you might be doing things like population statistics and all. And for a dashboard is a visual display of key metrics. And we said a report is a broad explanation about your analytics process. Okay. Then types of data analysis: you have the descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. So descriptive tells us, what actually happened in so time based on the previously existing data you have. Diagnostic: why did it happen? Okay, so why did it happen? Why is it that sales actually dropped by 10% in July? And we said, that might be, in the case of chilled water sales right now, I say, due to the current weather. Okay, then predictive: what is going to happen next? Okay, so we forecast that by the end of the dry season, we are going to set into what? The the rainy season. So likely it is expected that what? Sales of chilled water will drop in the rainy season, right? And then prescriptive: what should we do? What do we need to do to improve business? All right, so we can always explore this later on. And we talked about the data analytics process. You define the problem, you collect your data, you ensure it is properly cleaned and transformed, you bring in your tools to analyze it. Yeah, you do visualization, do data modeling, and then you come up with some calculations. And from there, you share your insights to stakeholders. So this sharing of insights actually tends to be a very, very important key requirement area. Depending on what the stakeholder needs, that is what you should present to them, and then you act on your findings. So for a business intelligence person, you might not be able to act having shared your insights with the business or the management team this way. Then we have types of data. Data is structured, we have the semi-structured, and we have the unstructured data. So the structured data is the data you have organized in your rows and columns. For instance, your Excel and your SQL tables. Your Excel has the row and it has columns. So everything looks like a table. So we'll be working with structured data in this session, okay? And then for semi-structured data, it contains tags or markers For instance, your JavaScript object notation, your XML, your log files, and for unstructured data, this is where the bulk of our data lies. About 80% of global data is actually in this category. So you have it as video, you have it as audio, as images. So you might need to perform some deep learning operations on them before you be able to get what you actually need. Okay. Then basic data types. This is very, very important. Okay, even as we walk the journey of data analytics, you'll be working with more issues on data types. And we mentioned that for text, it's also known as string or object, and it involves characters, okay? Your names, your IDs, your category. And then we have the whole number or integer. Integer or whole number, anything that doesn't have a full stop at the end is what a whole number. So 1, 2, 1,000, 1,000,000. Those are integers or whole number. Then we have for decimal number now. Say for instance, you have a 10.20 liters. That is a decimal number or a float. Then we have the date and time. We have a Boolean, true or false. We also have a currency. So proper data type ensures accurate transformation and modeling. So for instance, if you need to perform your calculations, say you want to calculate sales value, and the data type is currently in the text format, that way you wouldn't be able to perform operation. You'll be getting error. Why? Because it is not numeric. Okay. Then we have the roles in the data ecosystem. We can read more on this. Data analyst, who is a data scientist, what do they do? The data engineer, the machine learning engineer as well. Then our learning objective, we want to study about the Power BI ecosystem, how we connect to data sources, the Power Query editor, data modeling basics, and then how we create basic visuals. So this class is a beginner class. We will not be touching this Power BI service. So I actually put it here so that if we want to go ahead to learn more, we can actually do that. Okay. So, and please, you are not limited to the scope of what you are taught in class. It is expected that you also search for more resources and learn more. Okay. All right. So what is Power BI? I'm trying to check the chat. Please, I noticed that you gave a thumbs up to some assignment. May we know your reasons so that we can learn? Oh, Dr. Jane, apologies if I didn't give a thumbs up to every assignment. Okay, so that's just to show that I saw the assignment and I acknowledged it. Okay, so I'm going to acknowledge others when I check through the chat as well. Thank you very much for that feedback. I hope we are all up to speed. I need feedback, please. Hello, can someone speak on behalf of the class, or you drop a chat?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Your daily. Okay, so what is Power BI? So when it comes to data analytics, we have variety of tools. We have Metabase, we have Tableau, we have Power BI, we have Looker Studio. We have a very good number of tools, but we will be considering Power BI for this session. So Power BI is a BI tool, which is a business intelligence and data visualization tool made by Microsoft. It allows users to connect, transform, visualize, and analyze data. So when you hear the word connect, that means you have your data sitting somewhere. You have it sitting maybe in a data mart, your data warehouse, or your data lake. So you have the data sitting somewhere. You need to be able to get that data. Recall we said Power BI is a what? Is a data visualization tool. So how will you be able to connect to your data that is sitting somewhere? So Power BI helps you to do that. You have it gives you the ability to be able to connect to the data and then transform the data. So when it comes to data transformation, the data might not be in the right form you need it. So for instance, the columns that ought to be in numeric data type, you are having them come as a text data type. So you need to transform it to be in the correct data type. And in cases whereby you need to do what we call feature engineering, that is you generating new features based on existing columns. Okay, so that is also part of the transformation aspect. Okay, then after you've transformed the data, you are able to what? Visualize it. You take a look at, oh, what does this data actually mean? What is it trying to represent? What are we trying to look at? Then you begin your analysis. So Power BI offers this end-to-end tool for business intelligence and data visualization. So in the Power BI ecosystem, we have the Power BI desktop, which we were told to install on our computer earlier. And I'm sure a whole lot of us on this call have done that. Then we have the Power BI service. It's a cloud platform such that after you've worked on your data, you visualized it, and you need to share to stakeholders. That way you would not be able to carry your laptop and be showing each and every one after the other. So you publish to the service. It's a cloud platform where you can work on as well. Okay. So on service, you'll be able to share your reports, your dashboard, and everyone will be able to see it on the go. Then we have the Power BI mobile. So, you need to make business decisions. For some who are into the sales industry, the manufacturing industry, you need to see what is happening. It might be per minute, might be per hour, it might be every 30 minutes. So the app on the mobile device will help you to see real-time analysis. Okay, then we have the Power BI report server. So this is an on-premise solution. On-premise in the sense that it is being installed in the environment of a workplace, okay, whereby they do their report and everyone is able to access it within that organizational location. Okay, then why Power BI? I explained this earlier on. It helps you to connect to diverse data sources. So we have a whole list of data sources you can connect to. So when we launch the app, you'll be able to see that. Then less coding is required, okay? Because you have drag and drop visuals. So we wouldn't be doing much over coding this time around. Then for Power BI, you are able to do what we call interactive filtering. You're able to see, okay, I want to explore this data, say by year. Okay, you say, okay, I want to see what is happening per quarter. You deep dive down, you drill. You say, okay, I want it to be on a monthly basis. From a monthly basis, you say, okay, weekly basis. From weekly, you say, okay, you want to see what is happening per day or per hour, per minute, per seconds, as the case may be. Then Power BI offers cloud publishing, and it offers a quick time to insight and bold decision support. Okay, and Power BI also has a very large community that is sustaining the ecosystem. Okay, all right. So can we all see my screen? Say someone said it's no longer displaying.
We can see your screen.
All right,
we can see your screen.
Thank you. So core skills for data analytics with Power BI. So data literacy is very, very important. You need to understand your data type because that is the beginning of you working with the data. So if you don't understand the data type, that okay, this has to be numeric, this has to be text, this has to be a data type, you will not be able to get what you need. And then Power Query is used for cleaning your data, for data transformation. So you need to work with this more often. Then we have data modeling. You need to create relationships, okay, between your data set. So you would have your facts table, you have your dimensions table. How do you bring them together so as to be able to generate your insights in real time? Then data analysis expressions. So this is the coding language, let me put it that way, on Power BI. So not to worry, it's simple, okay? You take it one day at a time and you are good to go. So use it for your calculations and aggregations. Then visualization design. This is very, very important as well. So after you've analyzed your data, you need to be able to build insightful charts such that your stakeholders will fall in love with. Okay. So you need to be very good with color. Let me put it that way. Okay. We have different types of color. We can always study on that. And even in recent times, you can always just look up the color wheel. Okay, so with the color wheel, you'll be able to know the types of colors you can blend together that will give you an excellent output. Okay, so for instance, if you are working in, say, okay, let's use the Nigerian government as an instance. The color for Nigeria, according to the flag, is what? Green, white, green. So if you want to present a chart to the president or to the presidency or a stakeholder in the government, which color is advised that you use? Do you use color red or you use color black or color green? Question time.
Color green.
Color green.
Okay, why do you use? Could you support your answer?
Okay, the why is that the normal color for Nigeria is green, agriculture, and that is means that you have to use color green. And also our Nigeria flag is green, white, green. It's the mixture of green and white.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So I hope that's clear now. So that way your stakeholders will be able to fall in love and say, okay, this person is building the right thing. And apart from that, you need to look out for the type of organization you are working with. So say, for instance, if you are working with, say, the Red Cross right now, the Red Cross colors are red and white, but you decide to go and use color black on majority of their reports, what do you think is going to happen? It's not even going to look color friendly to them because that means you are stepping out of bound. Okay, so let's move on. Storytelling with data. So you need to communicate your insights very, very well. Okay, so you need to learn this. So all this is not that you're just going to know it at once. With practice, okay, you'll be good to go. And you also need to learn how to publish and collaborate with others. So the Power BI workflow. So the first stage in Power BI, after downloading the app, launching it, okay, you need to be able to what? The workflow now is for you to get the data. And how do you get the data? You connect to diverse sources such as Excel, Power, SharePoint, Web APIs, and databases. Okay. Then from there, you proceed to data transformation. You put it in the right format, and thereafter you model, you visualize, and you share. Okay, so now we have the Power BI desktop interface. So we are still going to launch the app though, but with this, we can be familiar with the application. So we have the ribbon at the top, where you have this file, home, inserts, all these groups together. So that's the ribbon. Then towards the left hand, you have the report view, you have your data view, you have your model view. Okay. Then in the middle here, you have a canvas where you call your workspace as well, dashboard canvas, where you build your reports, your dashboards. And at the bottom here, you have the page navigation pane. So here you can always create multiple pages to work with. And moving to the right, you have the filter pane. You can say, okay, maybe you have a two category of data. There you can say, okay, on this page, I only want you to filter for so value on this page. So then you have the visuals pane. So it's very important that we understand these visual panes, different visuals for different requirements. And the last on the right hand here is the data pane. So unloading your data set, you would be able to see how this goes through. And at the bottom here, you have the slider, the zoom slider, okay? So you can always zoom in and zoom out. So we'll be diving into connecting and shaping our data now, and also work with the Power Query editor. Okay, so for as many of us that were able to attempt the task, I would love to call on 1 or 2% so they can speak and help us to know. So when it comes to connecting to data, you have a multiple sources, be it Excel, your comma separated values, your SQL, structured query language, and even web. Okay, so can someone tell me the distinction or the difference between Excel workbook and a CSV file? Excel
Yes,
workbook and a CSV file.
yes, sir. Good evening, sir. My name is Oyedi
Good
Favor.
evening.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Favor.
Is there workbook? And in the last class, we say is there workbook have given sheet? Like inside the workbook, you can have multiple sheets, but CSV file is you can have only one sheet, and it is separated by a comma.
Okay, or based on another delimiter. Okay, thank you very much, Favor. Okay, we have Makinde's hand up. Tell us your name, where you're joining from.
Yeah, hi, my
Makinde.
name is Makinde. I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. So,
Okay.
I've been using Excel for a while now. One thing I noticed is that Excel can save formulas, and whatever formulas you had saved will be saved when you open next. But CSV, most of those formula would have gone. That's like one difference I've seen. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for that distinction as well. So with CSV, the formulas you work with go off. While for Excel, it's a workbook and it's much more comprehensive. Okay, so we'll work with the Power Query editor as well. So Power Query uses a functional programming language called M. So not to bother. Instead of writing the codes, we will just do a little test on that code part, and you can always use the GUI, the graphical user interface. Okay, and then you see the code. I'm going to show you how the code looks like. Then we'll explore some transformations, splitting, merging. Okay, we might do splitting and merging. So the pivot and unpivots, hopefully as well. Then the data type as well, we'll see how to convert data types, column profiling, and applied steps list. Okay, so here we have the Power Query interface. Okay, so I'm sure we saw this the last time. We have the ribbon at the top. We have the preview of the data sets, which is number 3 here. And then we have the queries, which is going to show the number of files we have. And on this part of number 4, here you have the applied step. So the applied step in terms of everything you do is being saved on Power BI, such that if you come tomorrow and add the same file, such that you need to get real-time information. So instead of you doing the process of data transformation, data cleaning again, once you click on your refresh button, all the applied steps you have here will be done, and you'd be able to get the result in real time. Okay, all right. So Lawson said CSV are for basic data storage, while Excel offers advanced data and advanced features. Okay, thank you very much, Lawson. Okay, so now for data transformation operations, like I mentioned, we'll be exploring the following. I think this was where we were able to call it a day last week. So let me stop sharing, and while I share my Power BI screen. So we would need to come up to speed today. Okay. Just a second. All right, so any question before we proceed? Hello.
No question.
No question. Okay. All right. So in the course of the class, we need to take a group photo. Okay. So when the time comes, I'll need you all to turn on your camera. As you can see, I'm turning on mine as well. So we can take a group photo. Okay. So for as many of us that are just joining, after installing your Power BI app on your machine, go to the search bar on your system and search for Power BI. Okay. So hope you can all see my screen. Hello.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Right, so you launch the Power BI desktop application, and I already have mine launched. Okay. So once it comes up, it will bring you to this home page. Let me go to that page. All right. So you would have this interface where you have your home, open, save, save as, share, get data, import, export, publish, and all you have here right now. Okay, so we'll be working with a blank report. I'm sure in case if you have an existing report you want to open, that is when you use this open feature here. And while you're working on your report, you need to save at intermittent times. Okay, you can turn on the auto save feature. You can do that on the options and settings, but I always advise ensure you also do the manual check, even if there is the auto running in the background. But if you are to be working on the cloud, surely you know that what your work gets saved quite often. Okay, so let's click on the blank report. So we haven't before I click on okay. So first thing first, you launch Power BI desktop app. You click on blank report. So I have a whole lot of reports here. Open. Kindly exercise patience. Anyone with question? I said no question. Okay. I see I'm trying to check the chats as well. So in case if you drop the message in the chat, please let me know so I can check from time to time. Yeah, I think it's just coming up. I just give it time. How many of us have a Power BI application on our systems? Hello. Okay. All right, I can see about.
I have my.
All right. Okay. So we to the data set we are using. If you check the slides that was shared last week, if you go to the bottom of the slide, you would see some links to resources. Okay, thank you everyone. I have about more than 6. Okay, you'd see link to resources. So I think let me show you that. And why this is freezing as well. Okay, so you see data sets. You click on this, it's going to take you to a Google Drive where you can download the data sets we'll be working with. Okay. All right, so let's check if This guy is up. Okay, it's still kind of loading. There's a lot of processes running. Let me see if I can keep some. All right, so while the app comes up fully, let's so like we saw in the slides earlier, we have there, you can see we have the home. Under the home, you have the clipboard group, you have the data group, the queries group, insight calculations group, sensitivity, share, and copilot. So also if you click on insert, you'd see a whole lot of groups under that as well. Let's just hold on for this thing to respond properly. Since this so how many of us has been able to access the data sets? You can unmute and let us know.
Please, where can we get the data set?
Okay, so can someone, okay, let me do it this way. Let me copy the link and share in the chat.
Is it still the same link we used last week?
Yes, still the same link we used last
Okay.
week. So I'll
Thank you.
try and drop the
Sorry, please, is
WhatsApp.
it employee HR data set?
Yes, our data sets. That's the data we're working with. I want to drop it on the WhatsApp group chat shortly.
I dropped it.
Sir?
I dropped it on the WhatsApp group now.
Okay, you dropped it. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, that's the file. So let me drop the link here. Okay, so for the workbook here, you can download that. It contains a list of the sheets. Okay, so I think this is responding. Let's queue this Excel. While we wait for this guy to load. Get data. If not, we'll have a forged head. Try and see if I can join on another machine. This is taking time.
hear anything. I can't hear anything.
Oh, yes, I can't say anything from this end, so.
I can hear you, ladies. I guess maybe it's having network issues.
I think it's having network issues. It's not saying anything
All
at all.
right.
So
I can't hear from my side too. So
All right. So sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please hold on. Let me just rejoin the meeting on this function. Hello, please confirm if you can hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you can hear me.
Okay.
yeah, I can
All
hear
right,
you.
Yes, we
thank
can
you.
hear you.
Hear you
Okay,
now.
I need to speak to. Can you hear me while seeing my screen?
I
Yes.
can't see your screen, but I can hear you. Okay,
Yes,
I can see your
I
screen.
see your
Okay.
screen.
I
You
can
can see my
see your
screen and you
screen.
can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see
All
your
right.
screen now, and I can hear you as well.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So you can see I have a fresh Power BI page, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here right now, I have the ribbon where I mentioned we have the home, insert tab, modeling tab, the view tab, optimize, as well as the help. Okay, so this help is very, very important. I would love us to explore this. Okay, so here on the right, we have the report view, we have the table view, model view, you have the DAX query view, and CMDL view. Okay, so for many of us, it might be the first three that we would see. Okay, so not to worry. The remaining two are hidden somewhere. You can always activate that adding option. Then coming to the base here, you have the desktop layout and you have the mobile layout view. Then next to it is the page, where you can decide to create multiple pages. This is page 2. On clicking the plus button, I have another page. Then this white space here in the middle is your canvas, where you create your dashboard and your work. And next to it, you have the filter pane, you have the visualization pane. So here you have a whole lot of charts, and you can always add more visuals, okay, from the community. And next to it, you have the data pane as well. So now you can see we haven't loaded any data yet. That's why this place is empty. And coming to the bottom here, you have the zoom slider. Okay, so if I should zoom in now, you can see how it looks at your end. Then for Power BI, update is being done every month except for January. So more features are being added. Many developers are contributing to make the software much more functional. Okay, so on our slides, we mentioned that we would need to connect to data sources, right? So how do we connect to a data source? You can see the data group here, whereby it says get data. So you can source your data from Excel workbook, a OneLake catalog, SQL Server, or you manually input data, Dataverse, or more other sources. So clicking on get data now, you can see it says common data sources includes the following. Then I'll click on more. So you can see that we have a good number of sources to get our data set from. So when you click on all, you can see you have your Excel workbook, text/CSV, XML, JSON, your folder, your SQL Server, PostgreSQL database, SAP, Impala, Google BigQuery. So we can always explore this, even the cloud, Azure. You can see Azure there. We can see SharePoint list, Microsoft Exchange, Dynamics 365, Google Analytics, GitHub, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. See, a good number of them is here. So we want to connect with the Excel workbook. Okay. Just a minute. All right. So thank you, Muramulua, for dropping the link to the data sets. So let me click on Excel workbook, and then I'll click on connect. Okay. So I'm clicking on connect. A file explorer pane would pop up. Can you see the file explorer pane?
So from
Hello.
my hand, it's not changing.
It's not changing. Okay, it's because I'm not changing. It's because I'm not sharing my whole screen. So once the file explorer pane comes up, just navigate to the root where you have your data set and select the data set. Okay, so on selecting the data set, you would have this. Can you see my screen now? Connecting your data. Can you see that?
No, sir.
Okay, so
No.
just a moment.
The screen is static.
This screen is still static. Please hold on.
It's just showing the workspace.
It's showing the workspace only. Okay, that's because I'm not doing full screen sharing. Just hold on. Just hold on. Okay, so we can see my screen now, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we stopped at getting data, right? So click on Excel workbook. So this is going to load my file explorer pane. Just give it a few minutes. Okay. All right, so how to navigate to where my data set is. So I'll select the employee HR data set. The type is an Excel worksheet. Okay. This machine is slow. Hold on. Okay, so I'll select this and click on open. So a connection is being made between the dataset source and our Power BI application right now. Please wait while we establish a connection. All right, so can we see the navigator coming up?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So most times, depending on the file size, it might take a little while, but this is not heavy. It's just a machine that is trying to have some updates. Okay. So I'll click on this expand button. So on expanding this now, you can see I have 4 different sheets: employee data, employee engagement survey data, recruitment sheet, and training and development sheet. So if I should check this box, so you would see a preview of the employee data on the right hand of part of the screen. So done. All right, so here we have a preview of employee data. That's employee ID, the first name, the last name, start date, exit date, and all. So it gives us a brief of how the data set looks like. Then you have a termination description. You can see no, no, no. That means it wasn't filled. Then termination type, you can see UNK. So who understands the meaning of UNK? Let me ask.
Unknown.
Hello? Unknown. Okay, to you is unknown. Okay, to you
Yeah,
it's
that's
unknown.
me.
However, if it means another thing, how do we get to validate that? So these are part of data issues. So you can see here now you need to change this from, you need to replace it from UNK to what? To unknown, so that it can make sense to your what? Your business stakeholders. Because if you present UNK to them as a termination type, they might be wondering and saying, do we have UNK as a type of termination? Okay, so this is part of data issues you need to be dealing with. So this is just one of them, by the way. Then you can see this DOP. Okay. And then moving on, we have job description. So this DOP right now, what can we say about it? Is it in the right format?
No, sir.
It's No. not in right format.
No, sir.
What? So I think I gave one of you guys that in case if you can resolve it. I'm not sure if the person actually worked on it. So this will be part of your task to resolve it, to ensure it's in the proper format. Someone speaking?
Yes, sir, I did it.
Okay, you did it. Okay, so that means
Yes,
maybe
sir.
you share with us when we're about wrapping up then. Let's learn from you. Okay, so if you want to explore the second data set, all you need to do is just click. Hello? Okay, so if you want to explore the employee engagement survey data, check the box as well. It's going to give you a preview of the data set. So you can see for survey data as well, you can see how it looks like here. Then for recruitment data, here's a preview as well. Then you can see phone number is displaying hash, 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 hash. Do we have hash as a type of phone number? You have X also as part of phone number. So you need to do your what? Data cleaning. Then training and development, we have it here. Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to do is I want to load the data set. I wouldn't be moving on to the transformation stage right now to see how we load our data into Power BI. So I click on load. Now, if I should expand this data pane right now, you'd see that there will be 4 data sets there. Just give it time, let it come up. Okay, so you can see it says loading, waiting for other queries. It's trying to perform. Connection, create a connection between the data sets. Let's check. Do you have any questions? Okay, I can see we have hands raised up. Testimony, Jane, and who again? Simon. Okay, is it 2 persons that are joining? Ojima Simon and Ako Chiba? Okay, Makinde, you can ask a question. I see hand is up.
Okay, I don't know if this relates to what we are doing, but while your Power BI was coming on, I saw your Docker also on. Does Power BI have anything to do with Docker?
No, Power BI doesn't have anything to do with Docker.
Oh, okay, for free. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so our data set is loading. So now it's detecting relationships and told us that, okay, each of the data sets has 3,000 rows, which has been loaded on the application. Okay, so I think someone else also raised their hand earlier on. No hands up again. Okay, so here is the data set we'll be working with. So before I proceed, at the very top here, you can see the diskette icon, the save icon. So click on save. It's very, very important. Okay, so what's the name I want to give it? Let me just say DA class 2. July 19, 2025. Okay, so notice this is .pbix. So we also have types of Power BI files. So we'll look into that later. For now, we'll be working with .pbix file. And you click on save. So the untitled at the top here is going to change to the name we just gave it now. So you can see it says DA class July 19, last saved at 4:09 p.m. Okay, so now we have our data sets. You can always have a preview of the data on your application. Here we have the report view. Then next is the table view. So if I should click on the table view, Then the employee data is selected right now. I want to expand and see the columns in there. So you can see employee ID, first name, last name, the start date. Let's take a look at that DOP, okay? So you can see there's still inconsistency here in the date of birth. We're having hyphen, we're having slash. Okay, so with Power Query, we'll be able to work more on this. Then if you want to explore the employer engagement, you can see the hyphen still there. The recruitment data now, applicant ID, then the column with phone number is having hash. Why? Who does that? Okay, then the last data here is our training and development, employee ID, task date, and then training cost. Okay, so let's forge ahead. Let's go back to the report view. So now we want to be doing some data transformation, like we mentioned earlier. So how do we transform the home tab? Transform data. So you click on it. Hello, can someone please confirm if you can hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear
I
you.
hear you, but I think the network is not in my
I can
favor.
hear you.
All right, okay, sorry about that glitch.
Oh, we can't see your screen.
Okay, so yeah, you can see my screen. That means the network took it down. Let me reshare again.
We can see your screen now. You just went back again. Okay.
You've taken it back again. It shows the other time.
Okay,
You
let
can,
me.
you can see your
Okay, let me reshare now. Let me show you what you're showing there. Okay, so how about now?
Yes,
See,
we can
is
see
it
your
up?
screen.
it's up now.
Yes.
We can see your screen.
All right. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is the Power Query editor. Here you have the ribbon, like we saw over here.
Yes, sir. No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have the ribbon at the top. So under home, you can perform a whole lot of things here. So in case if you want to add a new source to your data set, okay, you want to check into another recent source, you want to format your data source settings. So if I should click on this data source settings now, you can see it's telling me, okay, data source in current file. It gave me the particular part. Then I can edit permissions.
Yes, sir. It seems you not share your screen.
It's saying,
Oh, okay.
hello,
You cannot see it. You cannot.
you can now see my screen, right?
We can see
The
your
screen is
screen,
not
sir.
Okay.
moving.
Okay, thank you, Rita. Okay. All right, so I
It's just
said if
showing
you
our
click
names.
on, it's showing.
It's just showing our names icon.
your name's icon. I think that's a network glitch.
It's a
We can see
network.
it now.
We can see it now. I think it's a network.
Okay. So what can you see now?
You can see the.
We can see
Maybe I have to connect.
We can see your screen now.
Is it, can you see Power Query?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
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 All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So that means we are on the same page. Okay. So for Power Query, I mentioned earlier that we have the ribbon at the top here. This is the ribbon. So it provides a multiple tabs whereby you can add more transformations to your data set, okay, and do more. Okay, so here we have data source settings in case you want to change the source of the data set. So for instance, you have an existing data or you've moved the data set from the local computer to an online drive. So you might need to change the path such that once you click on your refresh, it's going to apply all the steps and give you your real-time insight. Okay, next we have properties here. We have the advanced editor. So I would still come back to show you the advanced editor once we've applied some certain steps on this data set. Then in case if you want to select some certain columns, how do you do that? So for instance, I'm selecting employee ID, I'm selecting first name, I'm selecting last name. Okay, so what I did was to hold down my control key. So now I'm not holding my control key. You can see only start date is being selected. But if I should hold my control key down and I say, okay, I want to select last name, first name, and employee ID. What I need to do is just hold the control key and left click on.
Let's click.
Hello?
Okay.
Okay, so left click. So you can see left clicking on employee ID with the control key ensure this selection was made. Then if I say, okay, I want to select title. So you can see now that I have 3 columns selected. So in case you want to perform the same operation on them, say for instance, we want to delete these columns now. So title, start date, and employee date. So I've selected them now. Once I right click, then I can say remove these columns, or I want it to remove other columns. So remove columns is that the columns I selected, I want them to be removed from the data. If I should select remove other columns, that means I want to preserve these 3 columns and ensure the others are being deleted. Okay. Moving on. So here you have our remove columns. So you can work with the GUI as well. Then in case if you want to keep some certain rows. So before we dive in, for as many of us, I might not know the difference between a row and a column. So this employee ID now, say I'm having a line that is coming from the top down. So this is vertical. So this is called a column. This next one is called a column. The last name is called a column. So where you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down to the last end is called rows. How that's clear?
Excuse me,
Okay.
please. I
Tell us your
noticed
name.
that. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please tell us your name.
Okay, I'm Jane Webe. Yes.
Okay.
I'm participating from Abia State, Umaya precisely. I noticed that you have graphs on the data sets, and mine is just plain.
Okay.
What happened?
All right. So we are going to get there. So you'd see how to activate the column profiling as well. Okay. So the next one is to keep rows and remove rows. So for instance, now I'm selecting row 1 and I select this. I say, okay, remove rows. So we have 3, 4, 2, 7, Uriah and Bridges. So let me click remove rows. If I say remove top rows, remove bottom rows, do I want to remove duplicates or remove blank rows? Depending, or you want to remove some certain errors. Okay. So let me unselect this. And then moving on, we have the sort. So you can see you want to sort in ascending order. You want to sort from lowest to highest. Now you want to split your column. So let me see if there is a particular column we can try to work on. Okay, all right. So I think we can work on this AD email. Okay. So let's try and so we began the data transformation steps this way. So let's just be taking it one day at a time. So I think the first one we have on our slides is renaming columns. So let's take a look at how we can rename columns. So here we have AD email. So a non-technical person might not understand what they call AD email, or can someone tell us what he or she understands by AD email?
Please, sir, we are lost. The network is bad.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, Dr. Jane. Please, my screen is being seen by others, so I would
You
advise you
cannot
try.
be reacting to every stuff because of network. It's normal thing for some people to have and some not to have. So if we keep doing this, going back, coming in, I don't know when we're going to move forward. It's normal. Maybe you should just make it a point of duty to share the recording so that anything being missed out can be learned later also.
Okay, thank you. That will be work done. All right, so I was asking a question. Does anyone know AD email? What do you understand by AD email? No one?
No, sir.
Oh, okay, so AD simply means Active Directory. Okay, so it means Active Directory. So how do we rename this column now? So I've selected this column right now. You can see it's been highlighted. Then I'll right click.
No, I don't even pay. I don't buy them. Like I don't already pay.
Please let's stay muted. So clicking on this, selecting this particular column, then I'll right click and select rename. Okay. So you can see it's now editable. So I can rename and say Active Directory. Active Directory email. Okay. So you can just click out and then you'd see that it has been replaced there. So at the top here, there's a formula bar. You can see it says equals to table.rename columns hash change type. AD email has been changed to Active Directory email. So I'm sure this might look bulky to some persons at the moment. So do not bother about writing him. And you notice that on the applied steps pane here, you would see there's a new step here that shows renamed columns. Okay. So now I want us to duplicate this column so we can split this column. So on right clicking this, you can see duplicate column here. Okay, so now I've duplicated my Active Directory column. You can see there's a new step here. It says duplicate column. Quick one, I want to move this column close to the Active Directory email, the original one. How do I do that? I mean, I want to relocate the column. So you can hold it. You can just left click and hold down and then drag to the location that you want it to be at. So you don't need to leave your mouse, just keep moving it till you get to your choice destination. Okay, so I think, okay, it's closed by now. So here you can see Power BI automatically sends that, okay, there is an existing Active Directory email, and it said, okay, the other one has been named as a copy. So on this copy now, I want to split this column. You would notice the Active Directory email is a combination of the first name and the last name. Here you have Uriah and Bridges. Let's come over here. So you can see uriah.bridges@bylearner.com. Same thing for paula.small. That's their first name. So now we want to separate this name right now from the domain name. So the domain name is the bylearner.com. All you need to do is just select this column. At the top here, you can see split columns. It says this allows you to separate elements of a column into multiple columns. Click on the drop down. You can see so many options now. It says one is by delimiter. The next is by the number of characters, positions, lowercase to uppercase to lowercase, by digit to non-digit, or by non-digit to digit. So let's see how we can work with delimiter. So the delimiter we want to work with here is, we would use the @ the @ sign, because it's constant for each and every email. Okay. So if it were to be by the number of characters now, you can say, okay, maybe you want to subtract, you want to split by 5 characters or 6 characters, or based on position, either one. But let's work with delimiter. So I'll select by delimiter. So it's going to split based on a particular delimiter I select. So here now it says split column by delimiter, select or enter delimiter. So I have various options here. Is it a column, comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, or tab? I want to make it a custom. So let me say I want to use the @. And where do I want it to split at? Is it at the leftmost, or at the rightmost, or at each occurrence of the delimiter? So the splitting at here now, for instance, some persons have their names being joined with an hyphen. So let's say, for instance, Niger hyphen youth hyphen drive. So if we should say, oh, we have our delimiter there, which is the hyphen, joining those three words together, Niger youth drive. So the leftmost of the delimiter will be the hyphen between Niger and youth. While if we select rightmost delimiter, the rightmost delimiter will be the hyphen between youth and drive, that is towards the right hand. Okay. Then if we should select at each occurrence of the delimiter, that means we will be having 3 new columns for Niger youth drive, because Niger will stand separate, youth separate, and then drive will be separate. Okay, so depending on the context, or depending on the scope of your work, you should be able to know how to implement this splitting of column. Okay, so let me say leftmost of the delimiter, since I know it only appears once. Then when it comes to this quote character now, select none. Then you click on OK. Okay, so can anyone tell us what just happened now? Hello? Hello, are we on the call?
We are on the call. We just
Yes,
did
sir.
this.
The apps are no more there.
Hello.
Hello.
At least we are able to separate the column. We are
I'm
not
trying to
having
go through.
Okay.
Hello?
All right.
We have additional Active Directory email, which is copy 1, and then the @ and this thing is no longer in it.
Okay, so
Both in
because
copy 1 and
We have
copy
Active
2.
Directory email. Yeah, directory
It's
email
just their names.
copy 1 and Active.
Yes, it's just their
So the bylearner.com is for copy 2, while their name is just for copy 1.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So right now we've been able to see how we can split columns. So here we can see that we have bylearner.com here, and we have the first name and the last name here. So in case if you want to do what we call concatenation, that is adding 2 or more columns together. So, and then you splitting it later on, you can use the split option. So when it comes to group by, now say, for instance, you have a age range. You know, you want to say, okay, from 10 years to like 18 years, you want to put them in group A. From 19 years to 25, you want to put them in group B. So it's just like you creating a bin. That is where this group by function comes to place. Okay. And then the next one now is let's take note of something here. At the top of this Active Directory email-copy, you'll notice there is what? An ABC, where I'm hovering on. Can we see that?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that tells us that this particular column is in a text format. Even from the formula here, you can see type text. So let me show you data type, how you identify data types on. Now for employee ID here, if I should select this, you can see it has a 1, 2, 3. So that makes it what? O number. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's true.
So O number is the 1, 2, 3. Then while this ABC, then if I should click on exit dates right now, exit dates, you can see here you have a date calendar. And how do you get to know again? At the top here, you'd see data type is set as date. So let me do something now. So here we have the start date. The current format is date. If I should select this drop down and say, oh, I want it to be O number, let's see what happens. Can you see what just happened now? Hello.
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
Exit date.
So I've actually converted
Yes,
that
sir.
particular column to a whole number. So you can see it's now having 1, 2, 3 instead of the calendar icon showing up here. So the best bet I can just do is let me just cancel this applied step, and then you'd see that it's going to what? Still retain the calendar format. Okay, so there's a whole lot to practice. Okay, so here you have match queries, append queries. So for instance, we are working with a particular data set right now. You need to bring in more files. So that is when you use these match queries and append queries. That is when you want to do your combination of files. So we'll be looking into that later on. Then you have your text analytics. Now, if you are someone who wants to work with a word cloud, so a word cloud in terms of, say you are working on a NLP-based project, which is natural language processing. Okay, so say for instance, you went to Twitter, you decided to scrape tweets based on a particular hashtag, you try to find the words trending and all. So text analytics is used for that. And if you want to do processes based on computer vision, if you want to do machine learning, so you have these options for you as well. So let's explore the transform tab now. So under transform, you can see you want to group by, you want to use your first row as headers. So here right now, we already have the promoted headers here. So you can see employee ID first name is here already. So for instance, you might have a data set that is just having 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 as the first row. Then you now have row 2 as your main headers. So what you just need to do there is you delete the row 1, and then you promote your row 2 as your what? As your headers. Okay, depending on how you want it to be. Then when it comes to transpose, now, so say for instance, I don't want us to try it on this data set. Just like you flipping the data set, you're having a flip. So you want to bring your columns to the row side, your row back to the columns, okay? Now, next one again is our employee ID here. The current data type is whole number. Then if you want it to automatically detect, so that is based on the AI that is on Power BI already. Then if you want to rename your column, so if I should click on rename here now, it offers me the opportunity to say, okay, this one is not EMP-ID. Let's rename it to employee ID. Okay. Then in cases whereby you want to replace values, okay, let me see the type of value we can place. Okay, I think we splitted the column right now, right? We have this bylearner.com. So let me click on this. Let's do replace values. I'll select replace values. And I'll say, okay, I want you to find a particular value. It's just like your find and replace on your other applications. So find me by learner.com and replace with, since we are running a test run, let's say Niger Youth. Okay, Niger Youth, and I'll click on OK. So do you notice now that everything here that we have as bylearner.com has been changed to what? So Niger Youth. So here you can see there's a new applied step that said replaced value. So let me just delete this and then it's back on status. So in case if you want to do your filling, okay, so fill the cell value with neighboring empty cells. So I think, okay, this particular column now doesn't have, we can't tamper with it with this because these employees that do not have an exit date, that means they are still in active service. So let's not tamper with this. But based on your learning, you can always explore all these features, as well as if you want to pivot your columns. Excuse me. And on pivot columns as well, if you want to move your column, is it from the beginning to the end? So this is exit date now. Let me say I want to move it to the end. So you see it's now at the end. And I have a new applied step saying reordered columns. So we still have a whole lot to cover. I want us to wrap up our query this evening. So moving on, we've explored split column. So your text formats. So for instance, this marital description, you want to format it as uppercase now. You can see everything has changed to uppercase depending on what you want. So let me just say capitalize each word. So everything is now capitalized. And please note, when you're working with comma separated values, or you're working with your file, it's very, very important that you take note of spaces. S-P-A-C-E. Okay? A single space. If a single space is in your data, it might be very, very instrumental to you not getting your results earlier. So that is where the trim function comes to place. So what the trim functions does is it will remove if there's any space before or after the value you have in your column. So it's going to remove it such that you now have a standalone value in your column. So this is very, very important. Okay, when we are trying to do any transformation step, ensure that you trim them. Okay, it might be based on need per time though. Okay, so next one again, if you want to extract some particular text right now, for instance, you want to extract the length. So let's do for this column now, let's say, oh, we want to extract the length of the text in the selected column. Okay, so now for marital description here, let me cancel it so we can let me do a duplicate. Let me duplicate the column. Let me bring it to the side so we can count together. So instead of it to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all, where is this marital status? Oops, I can't find it on marital description. Where are you? They just need to know the area it's located. I think as soon as I can find this, okay. All right, I found it. All right, so I want to check what's the length of my marital description column. What do I need to do? I just say extract the length of the text. So widowed here has 7 characters. That is WIDOWED. Okay, that is 7. Then for single now, 6 characters. Say divorced, 8 characters, and all. So you can see. So we can always explore all these functions depending on our work. And if we want to perform statistical operations, you want to get the sum of your values, the minimum, the maximum, median, the count of distinct values. Power Query is also here for you. Then your standard arithmetic calculations, multiplication, addition, scientific, and even your trig, rounding up as well. So, okay, we don't have do we have a money or a sales column? So we can see how this rounding works and all. So we can explore that later on. So for date and time column now, you don't come first. So now you can see when I selected the date and time column, this became active. So if I select the text column now, still active now. Okay, so for date now, you can decide to say, okay, I want to extract maybe the age, the date only, the year only, the start of the year. Okay, so let me click on year now. This is 2019, 2023, 2018. On clicking on this, so you can see I'm left with the year only. So when you are trying to do your analysis, you might need to extract the year only based on the requirements. Not necessarily that you have to do that part time, but based on requirements, you will need to do this. Okay. So let me cancel this step. And another thing again you can do is you can run your Python script. You can run your R script. So if you are good with Python and you want your Python to do the transformation process for you. So we have the ETL processes: extract, transform, and load. You want your Python to transform in Power Query for you, and always click on either of the two, R or Python. However, to use this feature, you need to have the Python itself installed on your computer. All right, so before we proceed, let's take our photo shoot. Before we move on, can we all turn on our camera? Okay, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, I can see you. And let's all turn on our camera. Let's take our pictures and we continue. Thank you, Roti. Right, so I'm waiting for the rest of us. So Mr. Lawson, welcome, Jeremiah. Yes. Welcome back. All right, so let's just do this in a minute or two so we can wrap up early. Keep it coming. Durati. Oh, Jeremiah, I saw you earlier. Where are you? Okay. So I think we are coming up. Wow, it's good to see your beautiful faces. Seeing the faces behind the camera. Professor Favor. Okay, so let's wait for others so I can take it page by page. Jeremiah, please turn on your camera. You would ask your question once we are done with this. Let's keep the questions for now. Help note it down. We'll answer your questions soon. Jeremiah and Dorothy, I need to take this first page. Please turn on your camera. Damilari Williams as well. Okay, so moving on to second page, Rafiat, Olajide, and Ibrahim. The camera is not on. Okay, I can see on the next page now. Glory Ibekwe. Okay, thank you, Glory. Marvelous, Andy Ifesinachi, Vivian. Let's see your beautiful faces. Okay, all right. Thank you. Oh, all right. So Simon and Ako joining with one device, right? Okay, so please reach out. So these are we know. Oh, I can see Big Esther and Small Esther joining as well. Thank you for coming, Small Esther. Little Esther. Hi, Esther. Okay, so all right. Henry, we're unable to see your face here. Okay, I just hope this got saved. Just a second, let me stop sharing first. I think the screen sharing is affecting this thing. Just a second, please. I don't know where my screenshots are hiding. Oops. Okay. Let's proceed. Maybe I would have to get it from the video then. Let's proceed. All right, thank you. It's nice seeing your beautiful faces this evening, everyone. So we can turn off our video now and then we proceed. Let me also go offline. Okay, so let's pick up from where we paused. All right, so please confirm if you can see the current screen now.
Yes, we can see it. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So we've been able to walk through the transform section. So there is still more to work on this tab, depending on the scope of your project. Then when it comes to adding a new column right now, okay? So for instance, you want to create a new column based on the table. So you can say from a selection, okay, let's say, let's select this title and say we want to create a new column from it. From selection, so it says add column from examples, enter sample values to create a new column, then do Control plus Enter to apply. Okay, so let me click on OK. No sample values were provided. But the best way to go about this is for you to create your custom column. Don't allow the AI there. So say for instance, we want to check trying to look for a column. Okay, this is active and future starts. I don't want to write a code that would be so difficult.
I think resist dates. Yeah,
Sir?
resist dates. We have to customize.
Please, can you come up? Exit date, right? Where's the exit date?
So you want to take our time.
Okay, so this is exit date. All right. Okay, so this for this column right now, we have
custom.
The new. This is an exit date. So we want to create a new column. You come to custom column here. So it says create a new column based on a custom formula. All right, so click on custom column. Okay, so we have a dialog box coming up now. It says custom column, add a column that is computed from other columns. So this is what I meant by feature engineering. Okay, so based on a new column, so what do we call this now? What do we call our new column name? We are working together.
Okay, you can give it the current dates.
Current date, or let's give it employee status.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here now we have the custom formula here. So we can click on this to learn more about Power Query formulas. So it says this employee status is going to return this value. So note what we're trying to look out for is we want to see the ones that contain no value will be active, while the one that contain dates will be that means they've exited. So that means they will be unactive or inactive. Yeah. So we want to write active and inactive. So if date is present, inactive, and then else, it should state active. Okay, so how do we proceed?
Those nodes are actually active employee.
Yes.
And the one that update is already exists, or they are no longer in the company.
Yes.
So for that, we are going to generate a formula, because if we try to change no to active, it won't work. Maybe you should try it first, but it won't work. So if you change the no to, maybe we want to change it to active, it will bring a, you can just do it now. It will bring a particular signal, so you will not be able to say okay at the end of the day. So it will not go to work. We have to generate a formula.
Okay. All right. So let's generate a formula then. So that will be an if statement, a logical statement. If this is available, then return this. Else, return this. I hope we all got what we're trying to do.
I already created the formula. Maybe I can put on copy and paste.
Okay.
or with anyone.
Okay, so can you just share the formula and then let's proceed then?
Or can't we use find and replace?
Find and replace.
Yes.
It won't work.
That would be a long journey because we need to start finding dates over and over.
Okay.
And we have a long list of dates on this particular column. So can we have your formula and then you explain to us? You can drop it on Teams so everyone can pick it up from there.
Yeah, that one's okay.
So we want to create a custom formula that checks if there are no values in this particular volume, in this particular column. That means the employee is still active. Otherwise, the employee is inactive. That is, the person has left the organization.
Yeah, so I've already copied to the WhatsApp group, so we can pick it from there and explain.
Oh, I would appreciate if someone can help drop it on Teams as well. Let me see if I can drop on Teams.
That's okay.
Right, so I have it here on Teams now.
Yeah,
so, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Nathaniel. So let's pick this up. Let's write a custom formula. Okay, so here now we have a if exit date equals to null, then the current date, which is date time date, and then date time local now. I mean, according to the local computer, based on my local time zone. Okay, so this is going to return the time. I mean the date now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is returning date. So let's see what this gives us. Okay, so we created a custom column. I think there exists employee status already. There exists an employee status. So let me delete this. Let's see what your formula is trying to tell us. Let's just create let's say custom column. Let's see what the formula is trying to generate. And then we validate. So it says no errors, no syntax errors have been detected. Okay, so we are having error. It's the NAT.
Okay, let me see.
Could you please tell us?
The exit state of the record was not found. You click the exit date before we start this, that's to show that you have already picked the column.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
I think what Mr. Anas was trying to do is that, when you are using that custom, like I mean custom column, you have to all those places that we put, that we selected, all those data that you copy and direct. You will click on it on that page, then insert.
Okay. But I believe it's still the same data set that we are working with.
Yes. So
it should give us this. But let me show. Okay, so let me just type it out then. It says if this is exit date, right? I inserted it, is equals to null. Then return the date. So he mentioned date time. Date time dot date. Then date time dot local now. This is datetime dot local now. Then it said else. Sorry. Then you insert your exit dates. Okay, so he said no syntax errors have been detected. Then we click on OK. But it says the name, date, time, date. Oh, that means there was an error somewhere. Let me expand this formula bar. Okay, so that means there needs to be a bracket here. Date, time. This is one thing with formulas. You just have to be very patient with them. Let me copy this and go and modify it. Okay.
Sir, sorry, can't all these be done with conditional columns?
Conditional columns.
Yes.
Okay, so can you shed more light?
Conditional columns, it is just like your if statement, just that it is more straightforward. You put the it is going to, you can check it in your add column, then it's like a basic if statement.
All right, okay, let's see here. Changes will be lost. Yes. So this is a conditional column. So let's select here's the exit dates. So as a data analyst, okay, let me chip it in as well. Part of your time, I mean, majorly over 60-70% of your time is spent cleaning data. So you need to be very, very convenient with you trying to troubleshoot your data, putting it in the right format. Okay, so this is conditional column here. Okay, all right, so this gives a visual representation rather than you writing your M code. Thank you. So let's give it a custom column. So say if our exit date equals to null, then it should respond with what? Active, right? Right? Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Else, it should be what? Inactive. No. If it's not,
If it is date.
So let's click on OK. All right. So, however, this is also the same thing if you write the formula. So, but that formula part is what I want you to see and enjoy yourself with. So let me copy this formula right now. So using the conditional column, we're able to do that using the GUI, but most times you might need to write M codes. Let's just explore that now. And this is 503. So let me create another custom column. So let's say custom column 2, and let's paste the formula here. So if exit date is equals to null, then active, else is inactive. So the GUI version, this is the code version. Recall this is custom column 2. So that tells us that the custom column we created earlier and this one must have the same values, right? So if I should click on OK, so can you see that it's having the same value right now? So it's two-way tickets. So for as many of us that do not like to write codes, come to conditional column and select whatsoever you desire here, your new custom name. So if you are trying to work on, say, like 3 different conditions right now, you can always select this add clause. Okay, if this is this, else if, then else. And if you say, oh, you want to make it for that way, you can proceed with that. Okay. All right, so we all know about duplicate column. So just create a copy. Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so time and date, I think we've already discussed about this earlier. So let's come to view. Okay. So Dr. Jane on the call. Hello, do I have Dr. Jane on the call? She asked the question earlier. She asked the question earlier. All right. So please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Okay, so she asked a question concerning this chart at the top of my column, that she wasn't having it on her hand. Okay, so that's the data preview options. Okay, so here now on the view, I have a query settings. So if I should uncheck these query settings now, you can see what I have to my right is not available any longer. So let me bring it back. Then I have my formula bar where I can tweak my codes and all. Let me bring it in. Then, yeah, if I should select monospaced, it's going to change the format of my data preview over here. Then show white space. Show white space. That means you want it to show white space. This is for font monospaced. Now, moving ahead to column quality. Let's turn them on one after the other. So you have your data set this way. So you might not really know, okay, how many unique values do I have? How many distinct values do I have? How does the data sets, how do they appear? What's the value count, the mean, max, and all? So with this column quality, column distribution, and column profiling, you are able to see that. So if I should check on column quality now, here it's telling me, okay, you have a certain percentage of valid data. Some are errors and some are empty. So this empty as well means null. Okay. So for instance, this marital description now, if I should select it, you would see it's saying our list may be incomplete because it's loading the first 1000 row. That is where the column profiling is acting on. Okay, this is it here. Then if I should click on load more, you can see there are no blanks here. That is why this is showing me empty is what? 0%. So that means my data type for that column, or the data in this particular column, is 100% valid. So now let's check column distribution now. So column distribution tells us about the number of distinct values and the number of unique values. So can anyone tell us what you understand by the term distinct and unique? So because if we should over down here, you can see here we have for last name 698 distinct and then 485 unique. So can someone just tell us briefly what you understand by distinct and unique? Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Okay. Tell us your name and where you're joining from.
Okay. Nathaniel is my name, from Lagos.
Okay, Nathaniel.
I think unique is something that is not common, like maybe a product that's not common, or a particular maybe a name or a content that is very unique, that is not common, that you will understand that, okay, this one is actually different. You can differentiate it. You will know that this is a particular product. It's not common, it's not general. I don't know, maybe I'm getting it though. So, and Abi, am I? Oh, I'm right.
We are with you. It's a class, and we are all here to learn.
You are using English to define it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Your
Okay,
name and
my name is Oyini Favor from Adekiti State.
okay, Mr. Kuneyi.
All right. District. I can just say district counts the number of unique value in a column, regardless of how
Okay.
many times each value appears. Regardless it appears, it can't say, okay, favor, love, favor, favor, favor. But unique count the number of value that appears only once in a column.
Okay.
Unique,
All right.
like instance, favor is unique. Love is unique. David is unique. But one thing
Okay.
that when it's favor, this it can't see one after the other. But unique, it can't see it once.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I hope we all got. Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Bolu Atife. To support what Mr. Favor said, I just
Okay.
believe in one word. Like unique is like it doesn't count repeated values. You just counted
Okay.
it once. So why distinctive counted repeated values? There are repeated values that are being counted. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. It's as simple as that. So unique, it only returns that, oh, this particular value, for instance, bridges here might appear like 4 times. Okay. So that will be under distinct. But for unique, bridges is only what? Bridges would not
Wow.
be. Sir?
Don't worry, sir.
Okay. So bridges won't appear under unique. Okay. So unique means this particular value appears only once, while for distinct is a whole lot. Okay, it can appear multiple times, but for unique means it only comes to place one time. So that means bridges for unique values here now, we have 485 unique that only appears one time on this data set. So for instance, now we can say, since we are working with employee data set now, we can say, oh, maybe this person has decided to leave the company in year 3. He joined another company and then they needed his expertise, maybe for a contract. He came back again. So that type of person will fall under distinct. While for a unique person means, oh, that person has been there with them all through the time and he didn't even, maybe when he left, he didn't come back again. So that means his name only appears once. That is unique. Okay. I hope we got it. All right, so
Yes, sir.
let's go to the next one. Then we have a column profile. Okay. So I'm checking this now. So here we actually selected, where is this column? This is the marital description column. I guess, let me drag this a little bit down so I can show you. I think that's the column that has been selected. Yeah, marital description column is being selected. So you can see it brought up showing also we have a count of 1,000. The distinct are what? 4. Okay, so you can see unique here is what? 0, because they all appear multiple times. Okay, so and then it's showing us the value distribution. So from here now you can see that, okay, singles are much. That takes about 27%, while married 25%, widowed 23%, and then divorced 23%. So you can get a good brief, of your data set using this feature. So you can see the count. So for column profiling is based on the top 1,000 rows. That's why you are seeing the count as 1,000. Because earlier while we were trying to load our data set, it was showing us we had 3,000 rows that were being loaded. Okay. So you can see the minimum here, the maximum here, because this is our text right now. So D, in alphabetical order, while in reverse alphabetical order now, so you see W as the last word, right? The M and S are in the middle. That's why you're seeing min and maximum. Okay. So now moving on, here you have the advanced editor. So if I should select this advanced editor right now, so can you see all we have? So the advanced editor actually saved all the applied steps we've been having since morning. So you can see the first one, source. You can see it says let source equals to Excel workbook. So it's going to write the code, the step that I did there. Then the next one says employee data set, source is a sheet. Then you see promoted headers, table promoted headers, employee data sheet. Then the next step here is change type, rename column, duplicated column. So you are just seeing a brief of the applied steps here. So apparently in the advanced editor, you are able to see what actually happened. So for instance, here where we duplicated the column, right now you'd see it actually picked from, it says duplicated column equals to table.duplicate column. That is the M language you are talking about now. It said previously existing variable was renamed columns, comma, Active Directory email, and then duplicated to Active Directory email - copy. So it's stepwise. That is from this to this, from this to this. If you take a look at this last one here now, you would have added custom equals to this. So when you wanted to apply the duplicated column here, it had to reference the last step that was being done. Then you also add your new step you want to create. So don't look at it as if it's bulky at the moment. Just keep using your GUI. So by the time you grow well into it, then you can start writing your M code. Okay, so don't mind me. I know writing code might be kind of fun. Let me put it that way. Okay, so if you want to go to a particular column, you can easily select it here. So for instance, if you are working with, say, over 100 columns now, you can't be dragging your slider bar. I mean, your horizontal slider bar to look for it. So you just select the go to column and you filter out the column name you want to check. Then let's go to tools. Here now, if you want to check your steps, you want to check your query. So, but still leave this one for now. Let's now move to higher. Okay, so quick one. Yes. So before we go, some persons said they've actually worked on this DOB. How were you able to correct this DOB? I mean, this is date of birth. Some are having 7/10/1969. Some are having 30-08 1965. How were you able to correct it? Let's all learn now. Okay. Hello.
Good evening. My name is Rofiat from Ibadan.
Good evening. Good evening, Rofiat.
Okay. So what I did was I first changed it. I changed the data type to date. So when I changed it,
data type to date. Let's be doing it though. We are working with you. Data type
so when
to
I
date.
changed it brings the ones that it brings down error. So I now right click.
Okay.
So I now remove replace error or remove error. I think that's what I did.
Replace error, remove error.
I think it's replace error. I can't remember.
Okay. So we want to replace error now. What are we replacing error with?
Please, can you remove error? I cannot remember what I did. I should know that I did something.
So she said we should remove error. Okay, right click on error, Abby. So
wait, let me go back.
How did we get here? We are working on DOB code. Let me use this find column.
Wait, let me.
DOB. Okay, so this is DOB. You are still having error on it. Who will bail us out? I saw that over 2 persons mentioned they've done it.
Oh, what did I do? I do not remember. I'm coming.
Okay, so this is part of documentation. So as you are learning, please try to be documenting. Try to be well documenting, because you might need it later on and you'll be like, how did I do this thing? How did I do this thing? Oh yeah, who will go for us again? Let me
Hello, sir.
cancel. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, tell
My
us
name
your
is Deborah.
name.
My name is Deborah from Ogun State.
Okay, Deborah.
So what I did was that I clicked on the replace values.
Replace value.
Yes. So
Let me go to the
it will bring
replace values. Okay.
so what's it called? Replace, it will bring out value to find and then replace with.
Okay.
So under the
So
value to find, you just put on the stroke.
okay.
You put the stroke and then you type replace with
All right. So what are we replacing with?
no sorry under the value to find, you put on the dash, you put the dash,
Okay.
then you replace with the stroke.
Okay. That's the
So and then enter.
That's the forward slash. Okay.
Yes, sir. So and then enter.
I don't see any transformation here too. Or is it my machine? Or where did it go to? Okay. It went to apply it on another particular column.
Oh. So that was what I did.
I don't know why this column is not selecting. Oh, we've actually touched it. Let me cancel all these steps.
Go to transform data.
I don't want to reload. So data is starting afresh now. So it's as fresh as a newborn baby now.
Okay.
Where is DOB? All right, so this is DOB. Let's see if replace values will work. So we should replace with slash. It didn't work because it was acting on these promoted headers. So what do we do? Yeah, the ball is in our court. It worked with yours. So
yes,
show us
sir.
the way. Who will go for us again? Who will go for us? Okay, she said go to transform data and click on it. So Jeremiah, may we have your question? Go to transform data and click on it.
Has been answered. Though. Has been answered.
The question has been answered.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
so
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
here.
sir.
I'm with you.
Okay, I want us to do like click on that DOB. That DOB.
Okay, I click. Okay.
Okay. Click on file beside that one. I mean at the top at the menu bar where you wrote transform. At the top at the ribbons. Click on file.
Find.
File beside home. File beside home.
I didn't get that,
No,
please.
no,
He said
file.
file.
Beside home.
He said
F-I-L-E.
file, F-I-L-E.
Beside home. Beside home.
Beside home. There's no file here.
There's file now.
No,
At the top of your
Our
screen.
enter,
That's
our
there's
enter.
file.
Top of your screen. It's there.
Which,
I don't
which area at the
know.
top? Hello?
Where we have home, where we have transform, add column, that file, I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, okay, sir. Can I share my screen? Can I share my screen?
Okay. Let me stop sharing. You share yours.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah, this is fine now.
Let me share.
File
My
is on the, what is it called? You can share your screen now. I've stopped sharing.
Right now, I've started sharing my screen. Okay. The first thing is to do is that go to this file. This file. You go to option and setting. Then go to option. The first thing that you firstly change the regional. Let this go.
Okay.
Let this go. Okay, this regional thing, you go to regional setting. Then change it to English United States. After changing to English United States, that means that your date is working based on this regional setting. Then
All right.
okay. After clicking on okay, then you select the file format here. You see, can you see that my own date is normal? There's nothing like it should be normal.
Please, can you take that?
There's no error. Okay. You go to this file. After clicking over, you go to option and setting. Option and setting. This option at the top. First thing that you first say your job, because the reason for the error is that you know there's some date that their first one in Nigeria, like you write our date like
We have a day, month, and year, and then we have month, day, and year.
Exactly.
So that was where the issue is.
Date, month, and year. Date, month, and year, and there's a format that we work. Okay. Now the first one will be month and day. And imagine that the program was okay. The row 23 is date. The month is 3 March 2025. Then upon getting to your system, the date goes to month. That means that there's no 23 months. That would have caused an error. The first thing that you first set your original setting. That okay, this is just what I want to work with. English United States, or you just select your original setting. After setting your United setting, then press OK. After pressing OK, like you now go to this page that click on it, change the file format, it will load.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Oyene. I hope we all got that. Or we should do a recap again.
No, yes, please, can you go back?
Oh, okay, so let me launch my Power BI here. Okay, so apparently on my own machine, on my other machine, which is set to day, month, and year, I didn't have that issue. But I experienced it on this one I'm working with at present, right now. So there's a conflict of month, day, and year based on the regional settings. So that's why the type of data you are working with is very, very important. And how you set your your time local settings as well is very, very important. Okay, so, but here now, I don't have my file. Let me remind Let me just close this. Come to file. So I'm back on the Power BI page right now. So let me come to file. So I'm sure maybe Mr. Oyene is yet to update his Power BI over a long time now. So here I have let me click on data source settings first. So this is for data source. Come back to file, come to options. Here you have options. Wow, we've shoot beyond our closing time. Sincere apologies. So here we have our regional settings. Locale for imports. So this is currently set to United States.
I can't find this locale for import under my regional settings.
You can't find?
Locale for imports. What I have here is application language and model language.
Okay, so the regional settings you are clicking is the one under the global.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
It's the one that current file.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
You know, I've gotten the reason why we are all getting error because I'm trying to check what's happening to the store from my end. What will happen is that there's an inconsistency in the data from the beginning.
Okay.
We have to take if someone know how to use Excel very well, you have to split the data like limiter after splitting it, then use concatenate to join it together. Because there's some instance that no matter how you change it, there's some inconsistency in the data. Imagine maybe number one, they put month, date, and year. And number two, they go and year, date, month, and year.
Month and year.
There's no inconsistency in their data. The first thing that someone has to understand the data first, then if you know how to use it very well, you've also use limiter, test to column to split the stuff, then use concatenate to join it together back. Concatenate to join it together back. That is the issue. Because I tried to check it from my end, then I get the error stuff. And I noticed that is the error.
All right.
The data that has issue.
So this is part of data quality issues. That's why I said each and every one of us should attempt it. Actually, on my other machine, it worked perfectly fine and okay. But on this one, I'm still seeing that error. So do we take that as a midweek task for this week? When do we submit? That's another issue again. Let's go back to Power Query. Because this is part of the issue you might be facing, okay? And one thing with when you are working with data is, that's why they say concerning our data loss, that you can't move data past some certain regions. I don't know, maybe it's because of issues like this, or it's majorly for security reasons though. That's why you see they tell you this type of data, you can't move it past a particular region. The person that wants to work must be in so region. Okay, so here now we have next. Here we are having 7/10/1969. We are having 3-08/1965. How do we get to clean this up in Power Query? So I believe this will be our task for the week, and by next week we'll take a look at